know that, yeah. But yeah, that's where it says Seattle Place, yeah.
Is it in Seattle, Ed?
No, we're talking about 1,000 years ago in, in northern India. But the word shows up all over the place now in the names of things.
But isn't Naropa is a Buddhist college?
Nalanda.
Right, but you said, what did you say, Nalanda? It was a place? I thought you.
Yeah, it was like a college, a university. That Naropa was the abbot of.
Ah, okay. Got it, got it, got it. Oh, so I see. All right, now I understand. Wow, that's interesting. I knew you would know.
That's great.
Yeah, we all learned something.
Yeah.
Good. So what do you guys want to work on today?
I haven't taken an hour class in a long time, so just nice openers.
Nice openers, yeah, that's good. I'm also feeling some strength today and some nice like pranayama as well.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, good, good, good. Any other requests?
Abs.
Abs, yeah, that sounds great. I like that. Hamstrings, Chelsea, you got it.
Neck and lower back.
Some low back and what, Megan?
And neck.
Yeah, yeah. We're gonna have a full body deliciousness today, it sounds like. Yeah, that
Also,
sounds
I might
good.
have put about Nalanda in the chat. I was supposed to go there when I was in Bihar. It's like Ed said, it's in northern India, but it's like an archaeological site now because it was an old university. So I'll put it in the chat if you guys want to look.
Interesting.
Thanks for confirming that I still have a memory. It's nice.
Oh,
But
cool.
yeah, Naropa is like a school in Colorado, I think.
Oh, Naropa's in Colorado.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Oh, you're so nice to be with all you guys today. How nice. Rosie, welcome. Renee, Justine, Chels, so good. Oliver, good to see you. All right, guys, so let's jump in with a little grounding practice. And we're gonna actually move straight into some pranayama. So do make sure that you have something underneath your seat. Also, Ed, missed you last week. Good to see you. Brian, welcome. Barbara, welcome. Sarah, welcome. All right, so just make sure you have support beneath your seat so that your base is elevated, because as we move into pranayama, you want to make sure that your knees are released a little lower than your hips so that your spine can be straight and you don't start to slouch or round in. And sitting nice and tall, you can open up your chest, you can soften the shoulders down the back, and just taking a moment to ground into yourself. You can close the eyes. And just notice what you notice. Notice what's true for you today. Notice how circumstances and conditions from outside of you are living inside of you as our world affects us. So just pay attention to how your world is personally affecting you. And whether that's a really close parameter or panning out to the bigger picture. Just see what's resonating inside of you and how it's resonant. Just sitting with this for a moment. And also taking into consideration how you are affecting your world. And I say it often, but I'll say it again. Everything that we do matters. Everything counts. And in a time like this, where it just seems like one bad event after another continuously piles on top of itself, it can feel like there's such a burden that we're shouldering between the pandemic and riots and the fires and this upcoming election. It just can feel like there's so much and so much seemingly out of our control, and it can leave us feeling distressed and disturbed and depressed and overwhelmed. And there's not a lot of power from that place, right? It kind of leaves us feeling helpless and hopeless. And there certainly is a lot that is out of our control, but there are things that are within our control. And that is our actions. We have to remember and recognize that what we do matters. And our actions are an extension of how we speak and what we think. So everything we do matters. Every output from us resonates and it reverberates. And so we can work to make sure that our imprints are leaving a positive footprint on this planet and the people of it. And another reason why what we do matters is because people are always watching, right? First, we're watching ourselves. Most people are most concerned with themselves. We tend to be self-conscious because we think others are watching us, but it is we first who are watching ourselves. We're creating imprints in our own mind stream of the actions that we do, but also we do affect one another. And this is in science, neuroscience, called mirror neurons. When we see other people acting in a particular way, inadvertently, we start to imitate their behavior. I was taking a walk with my sister in San Diego a couple of weeks ago, and we were wearing our masks when we were around people, and we were taking our masks off when we were just the two of us. And at one point, there was nobody around us. But she had her mask around her chin, and since she had her mask around her chin, I started to put my mask around my chin. And then because I was doing that, she thought I was putting my mask on, so she started putting her mask on, and then I put my mask on. And it was this back and forth mirroring and mimicking, and then we realized, wait, there's nobody around us. We were just mimicking one another. And like that, we are constantly informed by our environment, and it leaves an impression upon us. So as we do our work to take care of our planet and the people of it, it will leave a positive impression for others to do the same. So it really does have that domino effect, and the good that we put out truly can ripple out and cause a whole wave of goodness. And so much so that even if we feel, oh, just little old me, what can I do? Well, you can do a lot, because you can influence and inspire others simply by the way that you are. And they can influence and inspire others simply by the way that they are. And so every small action counts. And so let's just take a moment to bring our hands to a prayer at our hearts, bow the head, and acknowledge yourself for one good deed that you've done lately. Maybe you ate a plant-based meal. Maybe you helped a friend who was sick. And this is not new in my class to acknowledge some goodness that we've done, but it never grows old because our habit is to acknowledge what we're not doing. Our habit is to beat ourselves up about how we could do more. And so let's get in the habit of acknowledging the good that we've done to encourage more of the same. So we give ourselves a little healthy pat on the back with some healthy divine pride and the goodness that we're putting out into this planet. And just make that commitment to continue on this path of goodness and to remember that everything counts. And let's let this practice be a practice that is a prayer for peace, for protection for the planet and for the people of it. Perhaps it's a prayer for water, for all those fires. Just feel into your heart what you feel this planet or the people of the planet need right now. Tolerance, empathy, food. And let this practice be an offering of exactly that, with your deepest heartfelt wishes and the mustering of as much love and compassion as you can. Dedicate yourself, your energy, your efforts towards where it's needed. And we'll seal this intention with the sound of Om. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And believe in your heart of hearts that you really can make a difference. Because you do. And with that, we will sweetly open our eyes and come onto your back. Bring your feet parallel, hip distance apart. Arms alongside of the body. And we're going to take some dynamic bridges to start. So on an inhale, you can lift the hips. And exhale, lower upper, middle, lower back to the ground. And again, inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, lower upper, middle, lower back to the earth. But then just like that, keep moving, finding segmental movement of the spine. So it's like a wave, a rippling of movement all the way up from your pubic bone up towards your upper back. And just feel the movement rippling up and feel the movement rippling down. Keep it going. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Inhaling up, exhaling down. 3 more. Inhale, ripple up. Exhale, slowly release down. You might get some good cracks in your back through this. Inhale, ripple up. Exhale, release down. 1 more time. Inhale, ripple up. And exhale, release down. Windshield wiper the knees side to side. And we're gonna warm up slowly and sweetly. It'll be a nice build. So we're gonna let the feet come about mat width apart and let the knees knock in towards one another. It may not be full mat, just let your knees knock in. Pull the shoulders down away from the ears so there's room in your neck and your collarbones. And then you're simply gonna turn the head side to side, turning right and turning left. So this is a really nice way to release the neck and the shoulders because you don't have gravity working on you in the same direction as you are in a supine position. You don't have the weight of the head compressing the spine. And so it's a different way to open up the neck. And you're just turning, tracing from above one ear across the back of the head to above the other ear. And if you find a spot that feels particularly nice and you're getting a good stretch there, you're welcome to hold it. Keep releasing the ears, the shoulders away from the ears. Breathe deep. Keep the breath samavriti, same even winds. And just a couple more rounds of breath here. All right. And then let's go ahead and come back center. Interlace the hands behind your head. We're just going to create a little hammock for the head, and you're going to lift your head up. Keep giving the weight of the head into your hands, and then you're going to start to just turn your head simply side to side, but keeping your head lifted off of the mat. So it's just a way to bring some more mobility and space into the cervical spine, into your neck. So you keep holding the full weight of the head into your interlaced hands. Head is off the ground, and you're simply turning. You can go side to side. You can maneuver the chin up and down. Really just explore the range of motion while holding the full weight of the head into your hands. And see where you can open up, where it feels like there's some stiffness in the neck and in the shoulders. It is good to keep your chin close to your throat for the most part. You can explore lifting the chin up, but don't compress or crunch the back of your neck in any position. Keep supporting and holding the head in your hands. And we'll just take about 4 more rounds of breath here, really exploring rotation, range of motion, and holding the head the whole time. All right, come back, center. You can release the head down. As you release it down, try to elongate through the back of the neck so you keep some space there. Reach your legs up towards the ceiling. Flex your feet. Reach the arms alongside of your body. Feel your low belly press into your low back. Feel the low back press into the ground. Keep your shoulders soft. Even without any movement, you should feel an activation in the rectus abdominis, those deep stabilizer muscles of your belly. From here, we're going to lower the right leg until you start to feel your low back lift. Don't go that far, and then the right leg will lift back up. And then the left leg lowers. You want to keep the low back glued to the ground the entire time. Left leg lifts. Right leg lowers to hover, and then lift it back up. And keep switching legs. Keep compressing the belly down towards your spine. Spine down into the back. Spine into the ground. Keep it going. So you want to feel a real strong connection of the abdomen, and you can feel that the strength of the belly is guiding the movement of the legs. Keep it going. Keep it going. Full deep breaths. Breathing. And then 5. And 4. and 3, and 2, and 1. Hug the knees into the chest. Make small circles on the sacrum, both directions. Good. And then we'll go ahead and take the feet to the ground. Interlace the hands behind your head once again. Lift your upper back off of the ground. And now we're going to reach elbow, right elbow towards right side. Inhale, center. Exhale, left elbow towards left side. Inhale, center. Exhale, reach to the right. Keep it going. So you're supporting still the weight of the head. So all that good release that we did in the neck and shoulders, we're not bringing it back in. We're staying supported with the weight of the head and the hands, and we're really contracting in the core here. Elbow squeezes as much as you can towards one side. Inhale brings you center. Exhale to the other side. Keep it going. And even though we're working more now on the obliques on the sides of the belly, you still want to feel the low belly engage, pressing back into your low back. Keep it going. Crunching to one side, crunching to the other. And then squeezing, inhale, center, squeezing, inhale, center, squeezing, inhale, center for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, keep squeezing, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back center, release, stretch it out. Reach the legs long, reach the arms long, put an arch in your back. Take a big breath, and then keep your legs long, flex your feet, try to glue your low back to the ground. One more time, interlace the hands behind the head, chin towards your throat. You can keep the elbows close with long straight legs. Keep firming your low belly into the low back, and then exhale, squeeze up. So we have straight legs here. Inhale down, exhale, squeeze up. Inhale, exhale. Your legs are on the ground, and you can flex through your feet and crunch through your core. Keep supporting your head. So this is not a movement in your neck here. You're really concentrating some strength in the belly, in your core. Your head is completely supported by the hands the whole time. You shouldn't change the position of your neck at all. Chin stays close to the throat, head is supported the whole time. Keep crunching into your center. Let's keep going for 10. Exhale up for 9. Exhale for 8. Exhale up for 7. And up for 6. And up for 5. We'll just get a lot of this core stuff out of the way. For 4. For 3. For 2. And for 1. Beautiful, guys. Take a stretch, point feet, reach arms long, put an arch into your back. Breathing here. One more deep breath in. Good, and then we'll do one more little core practice, and then we'll make our way off of our back. So bend your knees, bring your shins parallel to the ground. This time, I'm going to give you 2 options. We're not going to hold the head with the hands. So if you find that your neck is starting to tense, you're welcome to keep your head down. Keep gluing the low belly into the low back. And then we're going to alternate, extending one leg out, interlacing the hands on top of the other shin, bottom of the knee, and then you can switch. And if possible, you could also lift your head, your neck, and your shoulder blades off the ground and do the same thing. But if you find that you're starting to tense your neck here, just put your head back down, and then you can bring extra concentration, extra focus on contracting the belly, on pressing the low belly into the low back. You can do a little pulse every time you pull the knee in. Keep squeezing through your center. If you are up, really try to get as much of your shoulder blades off of the ground as possible. And just breathe through it and do what's possible for you. You can push yourself some, but not beyond your limit of what feels good. Make sure your breath stays steady. Make sure your body still stays calm, even through the work. Keep going, breathing. Belly back to spine. For 10, 9, 8, 7, belly back to spine, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hug the knees in. Little circles on the sacrum. So nice, guys. We knocked it out of the way. We knocked it out of the park. All right. Let's go ahead and start to rock forward and back. Now we get to move all that energy along the length of the spine, rocking forward, rocking back. Keep breathing into it. Feel like you're giving yourself a massage here. Should feel quite lovely. And eventually we'll make our way up onto our feet, perhaps without the use of our hands. So nice, guys. Standing at the top of your mat, feet are parallel, hip distance apart, grounding into the feet, all four corners root down. Reach down through the fingers, lift up through the pelvic floor, broaden across the chest. Take a full breath in through the nose and a full breath out of the nose. Inhale, reach the arms overhead, gaze up towards the prayer, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, bow forward, hands to the earth, hinge from the hips, Uttanasana. Inhale, look forward, lengthen the spine, open your chest, step the right leg back to a long lunge. Feel the stretch through the right groin, the front of that right hip. Reach back through the right heel and just rock forward and back a little bit. So just opening up the calf and opening up both the front and the back of that right leg. If you have blocks, you can place them beneath your hands. And you want to make sure your left knee is over your left ankle. Even as you rock forward, you have a long enough stance that it's not coming too far over the toes. Keep rocking, keep your vision forward so there's a little back bend behind your heart here. And as we practice, you can bring awareness to your core and make sure that it's strong and tight the whole time. We call this in yoga Mula Bandha. It's a lifting through the pelvic floor, but it also lifts through that entire rectus abdominis, the center of your body, drawing the energy in and up. Let's go ahead and root the hands and step back into downward facing dog. So this is our first dog of the practice. Take a couple moments to pedal your feet. You can bounce, you can shake, you can wag your tail. You can bend both knees. Just feel into how you can find more comfort in your body through creating more space, through breath, through opening up the fascia and stretching. Okay, and then let's all settle into a dog. That's a normal length, hands and feet equidistant from the hips. It's quite lovely to have your knees bent to create a little more space in your body if it feels like too much of a pull to have the legs straight. Inhale, come forward to a plank pose, top of a push-up. Hold steady here for a moment. Can you be strong in your arms, your legs, and your belly without working too much in your shoulders? So you're not straining that trapezius area, that upper shoulder area. Try to be strong through the middle back, strong through your middle, strong through the belly, strong through the arms. Take one more full breath in, and then exhale, we're gonna lower knees, arch the back, dive chest and chin forward and down. Inhale, point the feet, press into the hands, slither forward into Bhujangasana, low cobra, and then exhale, release down. Let's do a little bit of undulations for the spine. Walk your fingertips off to the sides of the mat, tent them up so your elbows are right over your wrist. All fingers are pointing forward. On an inhale, undulate the spine up, very similar to what we did in that dynamic bridge that we did in the beginning, and then releasing down. Inhale, undulating up and releasing down. So we're really exploring segmental movement of the vertebra. Rising up, rising down. Notice if one part of your back kind of clumps together and it comes up in a chunk, or if you're able to really separate each incremental vertebra and each disc. 2 more rounds. And even though your arms are out to the sides, try to keep the shoulders relaxed. See if you can use more of that middle back area so the upper back can release. Upper back meaning more of your shoulders. Last time, rising up and releasing down. Take your hands by the lower ribs, tuck your toes, press into the hands and feet, lift right up into a plank pose, nice and strong, beautiful guys. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Inhale, step the right foot in between the hands to a lunge. Exhale, lower the left knee to the ground and point the foot. Right knee directly over your heel. Inhale, reach up, grab for opposite elbows overhead. Imagine pulling the arms up so as to open the whole trunk, to open the lungs, to open the breath, and feel like you're breathing deeper into your body. Try not to sink into the pelvis. Try to lift the torso out of it so you're not just being affected by gravity and sinking down, but you're also finding levity and that experience of rising up and opening up. Take one more full breath in and a full breath out. Beautiful. Release the hands to ground, frame the right foot. Exhale, step left foot next to the right and fold into both legs for Uttanasana. Inhale to rise, reach the arms overhead, gaze up to see the prayer. Exhale, mountain pose, Tadasana. Inhale, reach the arms overhead, gaze up to see the prayer. Exhale, fold forward, hinge from the hips, hands to earth, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen the spine, open the chest, flat back, and step your left leg back to a long lunge. From here, you can be on your fingertips on a block. You can start to rock. Don't go so far forward that the knee comes over your toes. So you want to have a pretty long stance. You can feel the front of your left hip and down the back of your left leg opening. If you have tight calves, this is really nice. Keep a bit of a back bend behind your heart. Chest is open, vision is forward and out. And reach back through that left heel. Strong, straight back leg. Breathing deep. So nice, guys. And one more deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Let's ground into the hands. Step back, downward facing dog. Enjoy the dog. Anchor into all 10 fingers. Lift up through your hips. Reach down through your heels. Even if there's a bend in your knees, same mechanics. Up through the hips, down through the heels. Take one more full breath here. And a full breath out. Inhale, come forward to a plank pose, top of a push-up. And then from here, we're gonna lower into a forearm plank. You can lower onto the right elbow, lower onto the left elbow. To make sure we're not using our shoulders here, make sure your wrists are in line with your elbows so that your hands aren't turned in, but your wrists are in the same plane as the elbows. Elbows are right underneath your shoulders. Hollow through the belly, lift in and up through your center. Reach back through the heels and stay strong and steady here. Just a couple rounds of breath, forearm plank. 3 more rounds of breath. Stay strong. Find resilience in your breath. If you need to lower your knees, no problem. Last 2 breaths. And then we'll all lower our body to the ground. Take a Sphinx pose. Keep pulling the floor towards you. Open across the collarbones. Lift the sternum. Lift your vision. And then turn your left ear towards the left shoulder. Keep both shoulders softening away from the ears. And then half head circle down. Right ear over right shoulder. And then half head circle. Left ear over left shoulder. Half head circle. Right ear over right shoulder. One more time. Half head circle, left towards the left. And then inhale through center. Exhale, right ear over right shoulder. Come back center and slide the arms long. Coming into a prone position. Forehead to the earth, arms reaching overhead, legs reaching long below. We'll alternate lifting opposite arms and opposite legs to strengthen the back of the core, to bring strength into our low back, which is support and good for our posture. So on an inhale, lift your right arm, left leg. Exhale, release down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, release down. Keep it going. So these lower, the lower back, right, the lowest part of our spine, our lumbar spine, ends up carrying the most weight. It experiences the most compression because it's the lowest in the chain of the spine. And so strengthening all these muscles around this low back area can really help to provide support for our posture. And the stronger we get in this low back area, the least likely we are to experience injury. So much of yoga can tend to be all one-sided, very much about flexibility. And it's really important that we balance it with strength. And so as we work on the back, it's important that it's not just opening, but it's also strengthening, especially this low back area, which tends to be not so strong, but it does a lot of work. So we're here to make sure we're balanced and strong. Keep it going. Inhale, lifts up. Exhale, lowers down. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. And as you're working on your lumbar spine, on your back body and the back of the core, see if you can bring some attention to the front body as well and engage your abdomen. Keep knitting the navel back to the spine. Just 2 more rounds on each side. You guys are doing great. Inhaling up, exhaling down, inhaling up, exhaling down. Last full round, up and down and up and down. Take a moment to interlace the hands. Place your forehead on your interlaced hands and rock your hips out. Just letting that go. And then once again, we'll slide the elbows underneath the shoulders. Take a Sphinx pose. Pull your chest through the gates of the arms. Open through the front body and feel lengthening down of the back body. And then we're going to tuck the toes. Lift your hips up. Come into a forearm plank just as a transition. Hold strong here for 2 breaths. Breathing in, breathing out. 1 more in and out. Now keep your forearm plank, but walk your feet in so it turns into a forearm dog. Bend your knees super generously. Make sure your hands don't start to turn in. Keep your hands level with your elbows. Stick your bum in the air. Bend those knees, widen across your seat. Press your chest back and feel a nice opening in your middle and upper back here. Take 2 more breaths, just holding this forearm dog. Breathing in, breathing out. 1 more in and out. And then see if simultaneously pushing into your hands, You can lift the elbows off the ground and come back into a regular dog. And then on your next inhale, step the left foot in between the hands to a lunge. Exhale, lower the right knee to the ground and point the foot. Left knee is right over your left heel. Inhale, reach the arms up, grab for opposite elbows, bring the opposite forearm on top so the other shoulder can start to open, the other lung can start to dominate. Lift yourself up by the elbows, lift the sternum, feel yourself lifting the torso out of the bowl of the pelvis so you're not sinking heavy. Remember, you're allowing for levity as much as gravity. We have to find that lightness of our being. Bring your shoulders back, bring your chest forward. You can imagine your back leg is like an anchor, your front knee is like a rudder, and your body is like a sail tacking the wind. Catch the breath, breathe into it. One more full breath in, and a full breath out. Take the hands down, frame the left foot. Exhale, step the right foot next to the left, and fold into both legs, Uttanasana. Inhale to rise, reach the arms overhead, gaze up. Exhale, mountain pose, arms by the sides. We'll move through a few traditional sun salutations here. Inhale, reach the arms overhead, gaze up. Exhale, fold forward, hinge from the hips, hands root down. Inhale, climb up onto the shins, flat back, lengthen the spine, open your chest. Exhale, hands release down, step or float back, lower, Chaturanga Dandasana, or your choice of a transition. Inhale, find a back bend behind the heart. Exhale, pulls the hips up and back, downward facing dog. You should feel pretty strong at this point because we've done so much good work to connect to our core and our center. Nice, breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Beautiful, guys. 3 more breaths in and out. Nice, Rosie. In and out. Beautiful, Lara. 1 more deep breath in. So nice, Lauren. And out. Lift the heels high, bend the knees, look forward. Inhale, step or float the feet forward, flat back. Exhale, fold into the legs. Inhale, rise, reach the arms overhead, gaze up. Exhale, arms by the sides, mountain pose, Tadasana. Inhale, reach the arms overhead, gaze up. Exhale, fold forward, hinge from the hips, hands to earth, Uttanasana. Inhale, flat back, open the chest, lengthen the spine. And exhale, hands down, step or float back, lower, Chaturanga Dandasana, or your transition of choosing. Inhale, back bend behind the heart, lift the chest. Beautiful, guys. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Breathing in, breathing out. Inhaling, exhaling. Breathing in, breathing out. 2 more in and out. 1 more in and out. Lift the heels high, bend knees, look forward. Inhale, step or float the feet forward, flat back. Exhale, fold into the legs. Inhale, rise, reach the arms overhead, gaze up. Exhale, arms by the sides, mountain pose, Tadasana. Let's go ahead and take a big giant straddle position facing one side. And you can turn toes out, heels slightly in. And then we're gonna reach the arms up and sit into a goddess squat. You can grab for opposite elbows. I find that helps me to lift my chest and find that nice back bend here. And then try to sit low into here. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, Breathing out. Beautiful, guys. 3 more. In. Try to bring your knees to a 90-degree angle and out. Ooh, I feel the heat. Breathing in. Breathing out. Sit a little deeper. 1 more in. Whew. And out. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, release the arms. Hands to your waist. Turn the toes in closer than your heels. Lift your chest on your inhale. Find a back bend behind the heart. Exhale, hinge forward and take your hands to the ground. You can bring your feet pretty wide and we'll do some dynamic skandasanas, some side lunging. You can really explore keeping the outer edges of your feet into the ground, pressing down. Try not to lift them up. And if you want a little more balance, you could play around with bringing your hands off the ground to a prayer at your heart. You could do some kind of like Mr. Miyagi Karate Kid, I don't know, like weird movements with your arms. You really just make it your own and explore. And if it feels nice to have your hands on the ground the whole time, by all means do that. Nice, guys. 2 more rounds of breath. Good. Inhale, come back center. Exhale, hands to the waist, elbows draw together. Inhale, press into the feet, rise to stand up. Once again, you're gonna turn your toes out. So depending on the stickiness of your mat, I have a really sticky mat. You might even hear it. I have a new mat and it's like rubber almost. But you might wanna practice off of the mat. It just depends on the surface because we're gonna do some pivoting on the feet. And if your mat's super sticky or your surface is super sticky, it will be a little more difficult. So this is super sticky, but I'll try it. So we're gonna come into a goddess squat, and then we're gonna rise up. We're gonna pivot left toes in, bend your right knee, come into a little lunge here. Come back into a goddess squat, center. And then we're gonna pivot, ball of right foot up, raise the heel, come into a lunge on the left side. And just like that, inhaling center, pivot to the right, raise the left heel, come back center, pivot on the ball of the right foot, raise that heel, and keep it going. So nice, guys. 1 more full round. Center to the right. Center to the left. And center and rise up. That is hard. Take your toes in, turn the heels out, hands to the waist. Lift your chest, find a back bend behind the heart, and then hinge forward. Any variation of a Prasrita Padottanasana. So you can grab for the big toes, you can grab for the outer ankles. Catch your breath here a moment. Whew. You can walk your hands through your feet. You can interlace the hands behind your back and reach the arms overhead like a weight to open the front of the shoulders and the chest. Equalize the weight. Make sure you're not so heavy in your heels. All parts of both feet are rooting into the earth. 1 more deep breath in. Press into your feet, rise to stand up. Then release the arms, turn your toes out. We'll do 1 more little strengthening practice here, and then we'll get into some nice length. So we're gonna come into a goddess squat 1 more time. Doesn't have to be quite as deep. Interlace the hands behind your head. You can push your chin back into your throat. Push the head into the hands. That's quite nice for your cervical spine, for your neck. And then we're gonna reach to the right. Inhale, back center. reach to the left, come back center. Reaching right, center, reaching left, center, reaching right, center, reaching left, center. 4 more rounds with the option. You can reach your right hand down, come back center. Option, you can reach the left hand down, come back center. Right hand can reach, center, left hand can reach, center. 2 more rounds. Right hand reaches, come center, left hand reaches, come center. Last full round. Right hand down, center, left hand down, center. Extend the legs. Turn your left toes in, turn your right toes out. We're gonna come into a triangle. It's gonna feel so nice. Arms reach out to the sides. Pull your hips back. Lengthen the right arm forward and release the right hand onto the shin or a block outside of the right ankle. Left arm lengthens up. Turn the vision up towards the left thumb. Send your hips back. Reach the trunk forward. Pull your belly back to the spine. Think that your head is really light, that you can just effortlessly turn the chin up and turn the vision up. 1 more full breath in and a full breath out. Inhale, rise to stand up. Elongate your stance and bend into your right knee, Virabhadrasana 2. And take the right hand to the instep side of the right foot. Left arm reaches up. If you want to flip your wrist here, you're welcome to do that. If you want to take a half or a full bind here, you're welcome to do that, to go deeper into your shoulders. Really just focus wherever you are on rotating your right side of the chest and your right lung up towards the ceiling. Keep spinning open, leaning back into it. Wrap your right hip behind you, beneath you, and keep sealing into your left foot. 1 more full breath in and a full breath out. Take your left hand onto your left hip. We're gonna take, if you have a block, you can grab it. Walk your right hand forward and to the right of your right foot, about a foot. And we're gonna shift into Ardha Chandrasana. So you're either on a block on your fingertips or on the ground. Make sure your right toes don't turn towards the left. Keep all 5 toes facing forward. Stack left hip and shoulder onto right. Flex the left foot like you're standing on the wall behind you. And then you can reach the left arm up and lean back. Open your chest here. Breathe into this half moon pose. As an option, you could bend your left knee, take the foot into the left hand and take Chapasana, but just an option. 2 more breaths wherever you are. All right, and then we'll go ahead, soften your right knee, float back into Warrior 2. Then inhale, straighten your right leg and pivot. Turn the left toes out, turn the right toes in. Pull your hips back in space, lengthen the left arm forward, and release the left hand onto the left shin or a block outside of your left ankle. Right arm reaches up. Soften the left shoulder away from the left ear. Rotate the left lung up and feel a lightness in your head so that you can effortlessly turn the vision and the chin up. 2 more breaths. Make sure you're not locking your left knee. So nice, guys. Pull the belly back. 1 more deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Inhale, rise to stand up. Elongate your stance. Bend into your left knee. Virabhadrasana 2. Take the left hand to the instep side of the left foot. Reach the right arm up. So you're in extended angle V, Utthita Parshvottanasana. And you can stay here. Optionally, you can flip the wrist. Optionally, you can take a half or a full bind. Rotate the bottom lung up. Feel really strong in your back leg. Make sure you're not collapsing into the right inner arch. Keep sealing into the pinky side of the right foot. Left lung reaches up towards the sky and the ceiling. Take 2 more breaths. Left knee bends to 90. Last deep breath in. and out. And then if you're in the bind, release it. You can take your right hand onto your right hip. Walk your left hand forward of the left foot and a little to the left. Left hand comes about a foot in front of the left foot. And then first just feel stable on the left hand and the left foot. And then once you feel rooted, then you rotate. Turn your chest up, stacking the left shoulder, left hip, right hip and shoulder onto the left. And then once you get that rotation, then you can rise. You can reach the right arm up. You can practice really opening your chest, leaning back into it. Optionally, you can take Chapasana, bending your right knee, grab a hold of the right foot with the right hand. Just 2 more breaths wherever you are. And then we'll go ahead and soften the left knee, float back into a warrior 2. And inhale, extend the left leg. Parallel the left foot to the open space on the right side, hands to your waist. A little softness in your knees and hop the feet together. And then we'll come back to the top of the mat. Grounding into your feet, lengthen through the tail, rise through the crown. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And just feel yourself standing with strength, with centeredness, with ease, with lightness. Again, deep breath in, deep breath out. On the next inhale, reach the arms overhead, gaze up to see the prayer. Exhale, bow forward, hinging from the hips, hands to the earth, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen the spine, open your chest flat back. Exhale, hands down. You can come right back into a dog, or if you want to move through enemy transition, you're welcome to explore that as well. On your next inhale, step your right foot in between the hands to a lunge. Exhale, you're going to bring the left knee outside of your right hip and come into a seated spinal twist. So if your right buttocks is lifted, or if you're sitting on your left heel, just go ahead and extend your left leg and flex the foot. Interlace the hands onto the right shin, sit tall. Reach the left arm up and exhale, twist to the right, looking over the right shoulder. You can get a little more neck opening here by dropping your left ear towards the left shoulder. And you can play around with the exact position here. You can bring the chin in, you can lift it up. Just feel into where you'll get the most space. And keep rotating. That back hand, your right hand, is just there to keep the spine tall. And then with every exhale, you twist deeper to the right, around the length of the spine. 2 more breaths. And inhale, come back center. Counter twist over to the left, looking over the left shoulder. Inhale, come back center. We're gonna set up for double pigeon or ankle to knee. So stack your right foot on top of your left knee. It's very beneficial to have a blanket or a pillow underneath your bum if this is super difficult. It's nice to give yourself that elevation so you have a forward tilt to your pelvis and you can lower that top knee down a little bit. And then flex both feet. And before we do anything, we're going to do a little bit of pranayama and a little more shoulder work. So you're going to interlace your hands behind your back, and then you'll stick your thumbs as high up underneath the shoulder blades as they'll go. Now, as you reach the arms up, make sure the fronts of the shoulders don't start to round in. Keep the collarbones wide. Keep your chin pressing back. And we're going to do a little fluttering of the breath, right? Like that butterfly effect. And we're going to flutter the arms. So little. It's a little bit like hyperventilating, but it's just helping us regulate the breath by changing it up. Keep it going. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reach the arms overhead. You're gonna grab for opposite elbows overhead. Feel like you're pulling the elbows up and lifting the whole torso up. And as you feel the upper body rise up, see if you can press your right knee further down into the left ankle, left foot. Keep your right foot super flexed so that the foot isn't falling into that left knee crease. You really want to keep the flex of the foot, which puts the knee in a safe position, which sends a signal for the hip that it's also safe to open up. Now from here, you're going to reach the arms up, flip your palms to face one another, interlace the hands, and then we're going to bend the elbows, reach the arms through. Nice, Lauren. And then pull it back up. Nice, Sarah. And then bring it through. Beautiful, Barbara. And pull it back up. Good. And bring it through. And pull it back up. Keep going. And you can do this like a pranayama. Good, 2 more. Good, and then you can reach up, unlace, walk your hands forward, and take nice, long, deep breaths. So we've been doing a lot of shoulder work just to trick you into also opening up your hips a little bit longer. Right? The hips like to hold poses for a long time in order for them to get the message to release. So reaching the chest forward, breathing into it. So I was reading stories about how we inspire one another basically with our own good behavior or our own sustainable behavior. And I was reading about a couple different studies. One was from a cafe here in America, and it showed that when they told patrons that other people were going meatless that day, then over 30% of the other people decided to choose a vegetarian meal. And there are other studies that show if your neighbors have solar panels, it's more likely to inspire us to also have solar panels. So there's all these different examples of how we can lead by example and inspire by example simply by doing good. And it can be like the most simple ways. You know, they say that if you want to know who you are, look to the people around you. And it's because we constantly mirror back to one another, and that's on a totally like subconscious or unconscious level. Okay, inhale, you can come on up to sit. Nice. Swing your right leg back, and then we'll just step back into a dog. If there's anything you want to do to flush that side out, by all means, feel free to do what you need to or what you'd like to here. Good, and then we'll go ahead and step the left foot forward in between the hands. Slide your right knee outside of the left ankle and come on down to sit in to Ardha Matsyendrasana, seated spinal twist. And you can extend the right leg long if you're sitting on the heel. Interlace the hands to the right shin, into the left shin, reach the right arm up, and exhale, twist left, look over the left shoulder. And use the left hand just like a kickstand to keep the spine upright. And you can optionally get a little more neck stretch here. You can drop your right ear towards the right shoulder, and you can play around with different vectors, different angles of the head and of the chin, and just figure out where you can create the most release. And breathe into it. You can become aware of the entire spinal column from your sacrum all the way up to the occiput, all the way up towards where your spine and your skull intersect. Take one more deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Come back through center. Counter twist over to the right. Inhale, come center. And then we're going to go ahead and we'll stack the shins. Flex the feet. Pull the meaty part of your seat back. If you want to sit on something, I highly recommend it. It's nice to have that little lift so that the knees are more inclined to release down. And then make sure you don't have any wrinkles in your left ankle. The foot isn't in that little knee crease. Really get your foot onto the knee or the thigh and flex the foot. Sit tall. We're going to once again interlace the hands behind the back. Switch the lacing by one so the opposite pinky is on top. And then thread your thumbs up underneath the shoulder blades. Make sure you're not rounding in your chest, and you want to really wrap the heads of the shoulders back. And then sit nice and tall. We're going to once again flutter our wings and flutter our breath. Ten, nine, eight, seven, six, five, four, three, two, one. Reach the arms overhead. Grab for opposite elbows and switch so the weird forearm is on top. Keep flexing the feet, reaching your left knee down towards the right foot. And then we're going to reach the arms up, flip the palms. You should have the other wrist in front. You'll be able to feel it once we start to move if you don't know which side you did before now. And then you're going to pull it through and then bring it back up. Pull it through, bring it up. That's it. Pull it through, bring it up. And turn it into a pranayama. Inhale up, exhale forward. Two more. Beautiful, guys. Reach up, release, walk it forward. Good. Settle down. Breathe into it. So I don't have a kid, but I imagine having children is another really interesting way to see how mirror neurons play out in our world, because they say our kids see more about what we do than what we say, and they mirror that. And so just know that you are affecting your environment just as much as you feel your environment is affecting you. And just being aware of our influence on our surroundings and the people in it. It's really important. 3 more breaths here, guys. Breathing in, breathing out for 3. Shoulders back, chest reaching forward. Juliana, I think you had a block underneath your head before. That's such a nice option. 2 more in and out. 1 more in and out. Good. Inhale, come on up to sit. And from here, we'll just lean back and extend the legs forward. Popcorn out your legs a little bit. Flex your feet, sit tall. And then just let the weight of your body come forward into a really gentle Paschimottanasana. Chest forward, shoulders back, flexing the feet, knees and toes point up towards the ceiling. Take 1 more deep breath in. And then we'll sit up. And before we come to rest, we're going to do 1 more pranayama. So you can take Sukhasana, easy pose, just cross your legs, perhaps sit on something. If you want to take Virasana instead, you're welcome to. We're going to reach the arms up, shape your hands into little cups, lift your sternum, and we're going to do a Kapalabhati. It's such an effective breath for cleansing anything stale or stagnant out of our system. It's a forceful exhalation. The inhale will rebound and come in automatically off the exhale. So take a deep breath in through the nose. Take a deep breath out of the nose and begin short, sharp exhalations, pumping the diaphragm. Like you're blowing the nose. You don't have to work towards the inhale. It will just happen. And feel with every exhalation, you're purging, you're releasing anything that is no longer serving you mentally, energetically. But feel also that you can let out any pollution, any stagnation in the air, any toxicity coming at you from the outside, and also any toxicity that's coming from within. Just keep pumping and releasing and purging and freeing yourself. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hook your thumbs overhead. Sip in breath through the nose. Sip in 3 more breaths through the mouth. Hold full, hold full, hold full, pressurizing the lungs and embracing the fullness without fear. Just feeling how much breath you can hold in. Keep holding it. Keep holding it. Holding a little longer. And then exhale, you can release the arms and let it go. Circle your head a little bit, let the shoulders release. Circle the shoulders back. Good, and then we'll pull the knees in and come to lay on the back. Hug the knees into the chest. We'll do one final little supine twist and then we'll call it a practice. So drop your knees over to your left. Reach the right arm out to the right side. Look back to see the right palm. And feel that nice opening through the upper and middle back here. Breathe. Good, and then inhale, come back through center. Counter twist. Scoot your hips back to the left. Knees to the right. Look out towards your left palm and breathe here. And then inhale, come back center. Hug the knees into the chest. One final squeeze. Let the whole lower back widen and release. And then we'll release. And if you have a pillow or a bolster you want to put underneath your knees, that's a lovely option to bring some more space into your low back. And just set yourself up for ultimate comfort. If your feet get cold, maybe put some socks on, or you can place a blanket over your body. And then allow yourself a moment to restore through relaxing. You can let all the effort of the practice go. You can let any effort behind the breath go. You can allow all thought to go. And just let yourself rest. And feel the grace in the release. No striving, no achieving, no becoming, no doing. Just being, just releasing. And then let your jaw and your face relax even further. Let the whole body heavy towards the earth. Let any holding of the belly go. And just to honor time, I'm going to close practice, but if you have time to stay resting, I do recommend that. At least 5 to 10 minutes if possible. And if you feel you've got responsibilities and need to get on, I understand that as well. So wherever you are, you can stay laying on your back, or if you'd like to come to a comfortable seat, you're welcome to do that. But stay relaxed. In your own little way, just recognize that you matter completely. You're literally at the center of your world. What you do matters. So just commit to doing the best that you can do. To being considerate and compassionate in every choice. Take a deep breath in. Let it go. One more in and out. Namaste. So much love and gratitude to you guys. Thank you so much for joining. You can stay resting, but I love you all. Thank you for coming. Such a treat to be with you guys.
Come on, roll with me to the sun.
Thank you, Danielle. Can't hear you.
So good to see you.
It's good to see you.
Missed you.
I know. I've been missing you too. I'll email you.
Okay,
Catch
good.
up.
Good. I'd love that.
Yeah, I've been thinking about it, but and it looks like my computer is trying to die, so it could shut off any.
So let that computer die and email me. Talk to you.
Okay.
Love you.
I will. Love you, sweetie. Bye.
Thanks, Barbara. Thanks for joining.
Thank you.
So good to see you, Juliana.
You too.
Love you.
Bye. You too.
All right, guys, keep resting. Love you all. Until next time, hopefully this week.
Thank you.
Love you, Katrina. Good to see you.